Welcome back, my furry little friends and fabricators and YouTubers combined. Today we are going to learn not to shoot video while your neighbor is mowing the yard at the precise instant you are trying to film. However, we are going to press on and work on the driver's side manifold of the Turbo Malibu. Much like the passenger side that you see me leaning on here, it gets a RB supersized piece cut out of it in order for it to make the bend to the turbo. As it sits, we're using two driver side manifolds, and we are going to do some surgery on it because otherwise this thing would be pointing up and out, and we don't want that. So I'm going to flip the camera around and show you what we're starting out with and show you what the plan is, and then we're going to go from there. Okay, right there you see the manifold is bolted on upside down and it points way up out of the way, which we don't like that, not in the slightest bit. The turbo is going to sit over here at an angle, so we have to plane carefully and make sure all this stuff fits. And I've already test fitted the pipe, so I know it's going to work. So I'm going to show you how to mark that manifold right now. Okay, so we're going to cut this manifold back real similar to how we did the other one, and we're going to graft a straight piece of 2.5 inch tubing into it. So there's nothing special about marking this thing. I got a pretty good idea of what we need to do, but I'm going to go ahead and put some lines on it just for future reference. Okay, I think that's going to work. This is going to be a pretty easy cut. Go ahead and pull the manifold off there and get started on that. Alright, I think this side's going to go a little differently. We want the top of this tube to line up with the top of what's left of the manifold right here. So by doing that, the pilot for the hole saw is actually going to be down here in the side of the manifold. Now we're not going to cut all the way through the manifold. We're only going to cut part way through the bottom, which is probably going to be just the first primary, and then we're going to stop right there. And we may cut this down at an angle to meet, and then we'll cut the same angle on the sides of the tube right here, and it'll make a nice place for it to weld. So we're going to go ahead and mark that out, get it set up and ready to cut with the hole saw. We know that pipe is 2.5 inches tall, which is right there, and we know that this back edge sticks up a little higher. So we'll raise it up about 1/8 of an inch. The center of it is going to put us at 1 1/4. Got a good mark there. We'll eyeball it real quick. It looks like the center line of the pipe, it kind of hits at an angle. The center line of the pipe hits at an angle, so we're going to keep that in mind, but it looks like we can use that parting line right there for the center of the pilot. So we'll go ahead and get that ready to go now. Put a quick center punch in there. Ready to go. Time for the pilot hole. One pilot hole complete. I kind of think that's about all we're going to do. We just want that radius right there for the pipe to fit in real nice. And then from there, we're going to cut the angle up to here on both sides, and that whole piece will fall off. And that will make the grafting the other piece of tubing in there nice and easy. So we're going to go ahead and cut that right now and get that out of the way, and it'll take shape really quick. Wow, that was like a home run or something. All right, now it's probably starting to look like something. I'm going to take this tubing and just kind of hold it up there at the right height and look across the side of the manifold and draw the line down it so we know where it's going to sit. And then we'll come back and we'll hand fit it with a grinder. So that looks pretty good right there. Once again, nothing special. That's about how it's going to sit. We'll take it over and cut it real quick. You can't see that part, it's top secret. Okay, so there's been a little change of plans. I'm actually going to lay this cut back even further because the manifold has a little curve up to it, and when we put the tube in place, there's going to be a void in there where the manifold is still coming up. So I'm going to cut it back further so it doesn't have that void. Okay, so somehow somebody didn't get the welding of the driver's side manifold, but here it is already in place. Come over here to this side and maybe you get a little bit better idea how it ended up after it was welded. Turned out pretty stinking good. So now I think we're going to call that quits for this video. Somehow or other I managed to miss a lot of the welding work on the manifold, but the manifold is complete, and actually the majority of the hot side is complete. So we're going to get some of this stuff cleaned up on the inside, and we're going to move on to the next part of the project. Okay, so the downpipe is complete also. As you can see down here on the bottom, we added a loud valve, and I'll put a link in the description below, but these things are pretty slick. They're boost actuated, so as soon as this thing hits about 6 pounds, it's going to open the valve and dump the exhaust. So all stainless steel stuff, pretty nice kit. The car's going to be really badass. So we're going to call that quits for this video. Next video, or next couple of videos, are going to the next couple of videos are going to contain the rest of the hot side and the fabrication of the cold side, and then we're going to call that project complete. Thanks again, everybody. I appreciate you stopping by, checking out the video. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and we will see you in the next one.